adjusted. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhari Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Vrijana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrijana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Vrijana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrijana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Premanande, Jai Om Vishnupad Paranspurushaya Ashtotsatthis Divine Grace Abhisharan Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paranspurushaya Ashtotsatthis Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavad Puran Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhaktavrind Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled duties, all glories to the assembled duties, all glories to the assembled duties, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Jai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 59, Verse 15. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 59, Verse 15 and 16. So we are going to read 15 today. Drishtva sabharyam. Drishtva Drishtva sabharyam Garuda paristitham. Drishtva sabharyam Garuda paristitham. Surya uparshita satadit khanam yatam. Suryo uparishita satadit khanam yatham. Krishnam cha tasmai vyastajachatagnyanim. Krishnam sacha tasmai vyastajachatagnyanim. Yodhascha sarve yugapacha viyudam. Yodhascha sarve yugapacha viryadhum. Drishtva sabharyam Garuda uparistitam. Suryo parishatsa tadithanam yatam. Krishnam cha tasmai vrasajat stagnanim. Krishnam satasmai vyasraja satagnanim. Yodhascha sarve yugapaksha viryadum. Drishtva sabharyam Garuda paristhitam. Suryo parisha satadithanam yatam. Krishnam satasmai vyasajat chatagninim. Yodascha sarve yugapaksha viryadu. दृष्ट्वा सभार्यां गरुडोपरि स्थितं सूर्योपाश्च यताम् कृष्णं स तस्मै व्रजशताग्निम् योद्धस्य सर्वे युगपक्षवीर्यौ दृष्ट्वा सभार्यां गरुडोपरि स्थितं सूर्योपाश्च यताम् कृष्णं च तस्मै व्रजशताग्निम् योद्धश्च सर्वे युगपक्षवीर्यौ. Word to word meaning. Dristva, seeing. Sabharyam, with his wife. Garuda Upari, upon Garuda. Stitam, sitting. Surya, the sun. Upashtat, higher than. Satadit, with lightning. Gnanam, a cloud. Yata, like. Krishnam, Lord Krishna. Sa, he. Bhauma. Tasmai, at him. Vyasajat, released. Satagnanim, Satagni, the name of his Shakti spear. Yodha, his soldiers. Cha, and. Survey, all. Yugapas, simultaneously. Cha, and. Vivyadho, attacked. Translation. Lord Krishna and his wife, mounted upon Garuda, looked like looked like a cloud with lightning sitting above the sun. Seeing the Lord, Bhoma released his Shatagni weapon at him, whereupon all of Bhoma's soldiers simultaneously attacked with their weapons. Text 16. तद्भौमा सैन्यं भगवान् गदग्रजां विचित्रवजैर्निशिता शिलिमुखे निकृताभौर्शिरोदविग्रहं चक्रातरि एव हतस्वकुञ्जरम्. At that moment, Lord Gadagraja shot his sharp arrows at Bhaumasura's army. These arrows, displaying variegated feathers, soon reduced that army to a mass of bodies with severed arms, thighs, and necks. The lords similarly killed the opposing horses and elephants. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं सजीवं साद्वैतं सवधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदा सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां भवनेभ्यो वैष्णवभ्यो नमो नमः. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिककान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासति गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari Hari. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So the title is The Killing of the Demon Naraka. And in this verse it says, Lord Krishna and his wife mounted upon Garuda. So we heard about Garuda. In this verse it says about Garuda. Garuda is the um, carrier of Lord Vishnu. We see a picture of Garuda, Vishnu. Uh, on his left hand is on the Vishnu's hand is on Garuda. That's Prabhupada's recommended his disciples to draw this drawing. Here it says, and in Bhagavad Gita also we find that Garuda saved the sparrow which was very determined to cross drink the ocean of the water, make it dry. It had so much determination because it took away the eggs of the small sparrow. So Srila Prabhupada mentions that when Garuda, seeing her determination, sparrow's determination to dry up the ocean, Lord Garuda, uh, the bird Garuda came to help the sparrow. So Prabhupada recommends that one should be enthusiastic in devotional service. One should follow these principles of Krishna consciousness, utsaha nisyat. One should be very enthusiastic and very determined to perform devotional service in order to progress. So Garuda, we hear also Garuda story about Garuda once was, yeah, he used he he entered the place where the Nagalas. Nagalas is a place where the snakes reside, and he used to eat all the snakes. So the snakes, and not only that, he used to kill other snakes, innocent, other unnecessarily, like, and leave it them like that. So the snake became very disturbed. They told, "Oh, we can offer you some every sacrifice, and you don't disturb everyone like that." So Garuda agreed to it. So there was a snake with named Kalia. Kalia was always envious of Garuda. So Kalia started to take over these snakes. He started to eat, say why you offer to Garuda. So he started to take over and Garuda became very angry. Uh, and this Kalia took shelter of Yamuna because Garuda knew that Kalia knew that Garuda had been cursed by Sober Muni. Sober Muni was a great sage, yogi. He performed lot of austerities. He was meditating in water. So we can imagine his austerities. But he also committed an offense. He saw a fish um, mating, then he became agitated. So such is the power of the sense objects like that. Even such a great yogi, he was meditating in water and he became agitated because he had stopped Garuda to come to Yamuna. He had cursed Yamuna. He had cursed Garuda that Garuda used to eat fishes. Actually, Garuda is a non-veg. But Srila Prabhupada also says, if you want to become like Garuda, if you cannot uh, control, then you have to become like a Garuda, very sincere servitor of Lord Vishnu, in order to, if you cannot stop eating meat in that particular lecture. So Garuda knew that. So Saubharmuni actually, Garuda was the carrier of Lord Vishnu, but this Saubharmuni cursed Garuda that you cannot come to this ocean because you ate the fishes in this river, and so, uh, but he committed an offense. So in our immature stage, we commit offenses. for the devotees, one has to be very careful in spiritual life. We can see Saubramuni also, he was a great yogi. Um, he was a great yogi, but became agitated by sense gratification. Such is the power of this sense gratification. We can see in Bhagavatam many pastimes are there, like um, Ajamil also. We can see Bill Mangal Thakur. Ajamil was a great Brahmana. He gave up his spiritual activities. He became a victim of a prostitute. And Bilva Mangal Thakur, he, even after his father's death ceremony, uh, he on that day he was very eager to meet Chintamani, a prostitute, and he crossed. It was raining very heavy, and he crossed over the river, thinking it to be wood. Actually, it was a dead body. And then he finally came to the place house of Chintamani, and there was um, tree by trees. What you say that spread over it. He thought it to be a rope, and he started to climb. Actually, then Chintamani told, "You are so much eager to come to me, but actually it was a snake, and that on the you crossed over, that was a dead body. Uh, you are so much eager to come to see this flesh and body. Same eager you'd come to see Lord Krishna." And then he got realization, and he went to all the way to Vrindavan. But he also was attracted on the way to a Brahman, this uh, a lady, and she was a chaste lady, and she informed her husband that this person is. So he told he's a Brahmana. So you ask him what he wants. Like, so the Brahmana, the Bilmangal told, I was attracted to you. So then he told her to give her his pin, and he pricked his eyes, and he became blind. And he wrote many books, Bilmangal Thakur. So we can see in this Garuda's pastimes also that Garuda was offered. Garuda was a vehicle of Lord Vishnu, but Bill Sabarmuni, who was a great yogi, he could expand himself to many forms. He was such a great yogi. Like Krishna also expanded into many forms, 16,000. But there's a difference between a yogi and Lord. Lord's Vaibhav Prakash. There's a different expansions of Lord. So that's Krishna expands himself into in the rasa dance, because the gopis, they had a desire to marry Krishna in the childhood. Especially, Krishna used to play along with the gopis, and they were young girls like 12 years, and Krishna also was a young boy, but they were worshipping Shiva and other demigods, that Krishna be her husband. But according to that Vedic tradition, the girls were married at a very young age, 12 years at that time. So they were married, and thereafter, but they desired, they had husband, everything. They desired to have Krishna as their husband, and then Krishna fulfilled their desires. Um, Krishna, they came at the dead night for a rasa dance, and Krishna expanded himself too. But that same this sober Muni, he expanded himself to many forms. Like sober Muni also, he was a yogi. Then he came out of the water, and he approached. He had a king. He had many children, 8 children, daughters, and he wanted to marry one of them. But the king was because when he came from the water, he looks very ugly, as bodily features becomes ugly. We can see also this, especially when one is engaged in material activities, and when a spiritual elevated personalities, uh, he looks very effulgent, whereas the materialistic, those who are engaged in very too much hard work, they look, they're burnt. uh, the effulgence not so this, they're squeezed out like that, burnt out. So this sober Muni, he came out of the water, and he was attracted to this princess. So the father told that you, in order to marry, uh, you look very. He realized because Yogi has mystic powers that this he looks ugly, so he became a very beautiful young man. And then the king told that now that I have 8 daughters, because he wanted to avoid this Subramani to marry his daughter. So he expanded him to 8 forms like that. So yogis have some mystic powers. There's different siddhis, anima siddhi, lagima siddhi, like that. They can become lighter than a stone. They can cross over the water, float over the water. They can penetrate the mountains. There are different siddhis. Similarly, Sober Muni expanded into 8 forms. He, but they were like photography. In photography, you see the pictures, but it's not original like that. But Krishna himself expanded into 16,000. He's the law. He's the supreme person godhead. So here we can see Garuda. Here, Garuda looked like a cloud. They say Lord Krishna and his wife mounted upon Garuda looked like a cloud with lightning, sitting above the sun. Seeing the Lord, Bhoma released his Satagni weapon at him, whereupon all of Bhoma's soldiers simultaneously attacked with their weapons. So this is a beautiful pastimes where killing of demon Naraka. Here we can see Naraka was the son of goddess Earth. So we can say there are 7 types of mother. Like nurse is considered a mother according to Vedic understanding. The wife of a Brahmana is considered a mother. The cow is considered mother. Um, King's wife is considered mother. A nurse is considered mother because she takes care, and mother earth, and our own mother. There are 7 types of mother like that. But here we can see this Bhaumasura, Narakasura. It is not Bhanasura. This is Bhaumasura. Bhanasura had thousands of hands like that. He had got a benediction from Lord Shiva. This is Bhaumasura. So Bhaumasura was the son of Mother Earth goddesses. But he did some mischief, like he stole the umbrella of Varun Dev. It was a very beautiful diamond, very shining umbrella. And he stole the earrings of Mother Aditi, the mother of Indra, and he took over the playground of the demigods. So Narakasura did a lot of mischief, and Indra approached Lord Krishna and informed about Narakasura's mischief, that he transcribed all his transgression, taking all the uh, harassing the demigods. And so then Lord Krishna, along with Satyabhama, he sat on a Garuda and he uh, attacked the kingdom of Narakasura. In this, we can see Narakasura also kidnapped many of king's daughters, thousands of, and Krishna married all of them, 16,000, and he expanded himself into 16,000. That's his Dwarka Lila. That's a different form of Krishna. So the uh, Lord expands into many forms, but the original Krishna is playing. Is never used Vrindavan. He's always in Vrindavan. He's playing with the coward boys. Uh, so we can see here, yeah, Narakasura. Yeah, Narakasura was a demon. He took over other positions, and he was a son of Mother Earth. Even though he was a son of, but he was a very great demon. And here is the demigods. Here is the devotees. Whereas Lord Krishna, along with Satyabhama, um, killed Narakasura. He on the field, outside outskirts of the field. First, we killed a demon named, what's the demon's name? Mura. Mura. Mura was outskirts of the field, and Mura tried to attack Lord Krishna with his trident. Lord Krishna cut off all this trident with his arrows, with his disc, and then finally killed Mura. Mura's seven sons came to attack Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna killed them also with his weapons. And thereafter, Narakasura came. Narakasura was riding an elephant, and here Lord Krishna, he says here, Lord Krishna with his wife, mounted upon Garuda, looked like a cloud with lightning sitting above the sun. This Sri Krishna killed Narakasura also. Narakasura was on sitting on an elephant, and with his disc he cut off his head, and his head fell on the ground. The body was on the elephant. You can imagine Krishna. So different names are explained here. Gadagraja. The next one he says, at that moment Lord Gadagraja. So that's, and before that Parikshit Maharaj is saying Satadanva. Krishna's name Satadanva, a Satadhanga, like carrier of many weapons. So Krishna is always addressed with different names. In previous chapter also we heard that Mukunda, Achyuta, the Pandavas address Krishna. So this is the personal. There's a personal relationship with God. Bhakti is not impersonal, like it's there's a personal relationship with God. That's love, like that. So very that's why bhakti means along with the association of devotees. Then only we can perform devotional service very nicely. That's all the scriptures say that in the association of devotees one has to perform devotional service. In our own endeavor we cannot progress very quickly. It will take long time. In the association of devotees only one can perform devotional service. So Srila Prabhupada says that we have these temples, we have these deities, Lord Krishna, that people get opportunity and come see the Lord and associate with the Lord, with devotees. So devotees also should be a very exemplary devotees. They should be sincere, they should be serious um, in devotional service actually. So there were ashramas like Brahmachari ashram is there. Devotees wear saffron cloth, Brahmachari ashram. We don't find it now. Where it's gone, I don't know. There's some saffron. Especially, if you know that his particular ashram, right? He's in a grass ashram or a Brahmachari ashram, like that. It's very important. It impacts on the people seeing like that. Sincerity, like seriousness. Uh, we cannot, because if we are sincere serious, people will follow us like that. There should be example. The programs, there's life in the program. Guru Puja, there are a lot of devotees. The Mangalarti, a lot of devotees like that. When the Brahmanas especially sing glorify the Lord, is we see in the scriptures like the Brahmanas always glorifying the Lord with very beautiful prayers. Jagannath Rath Yatra also you can see, we can read from that translation also, and Lord also is very pleased like that. Vaishnavas, we say Vaishnavas, very pleased like that. Then there is a lot of life and temple also like that. Then people become attracted also. The deities like Krishna is in the deity form. People come and watch the have darshan of the Lord. So this deity worship also Krishna says, if you offer with love and devotion, fruit, flower, water, I accept it. So this worshipping the Lord with devotion, with awe and reverence, with very clean attitude, with approaching the Lord, very clean. That's also recommended. If you find in this chapter also, in the previous chapter also, we can see this princess of Dwarka, they also approached Krishna very clean, neat, and they were very pleased to Krishna. And before this pastimes, which was about that, yeah, Krishna marrying the princess, they also very pleased, very clean, very nice, and with awe and reverence one should offer. Krishna accepts love and devotion we offer. Then our Krishna consciousness becomes very become joyful. We become enlivened in Krishna consciousness. Because such a beautiful process, this is Krishna consciousness, approaching the Lord, offering obeisances, offering the Lord. When we offer the Lord uh, with devotion, that impression is there. We come out, we go out, we offer obeisances. Many restrictions are there, like, and that our stuffs cannot be taken inside the pujari room, contaminated water cannot be taken like that. uh, Anything like that cannot be taken to the pujari room. The place should be cleaned after we keep the plate. A lot of austerity it is there. There's transfer, there's a different pot for transfer. So when we keep the standard high, everything becomes nice like that, very nice. The deity worship becomes very opulent, and we also feel very joyful like that. And because Krishna is all pure like that, very pure like that. Even many restriction eating also, we eat, we cannot go with that dress to the deity when we are worshipping the deities. We go to the restroom also, we go in towel. Chicago winter is very nice, a lot of good, you feel romanchakam pass through. You come in the mangalarti in the snow. uh, Coming in front of the Lord doing mangalarti. uh, the floor is very cold, but it's nice austerity. Prabhupada also says, why you stay in cold place? Winter, Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna. Winter is very bad here in Chicago. But Kishore is there, Gaunita is there, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. So beautiful deities they are. So it's very attractive. The deities are Kishore. Yeah, we are little sorry. I'm going off always. Yeah, this pastimes of Garuda. So we heard about Garudas, especially in the Narakasura. So I'm going to read some of the verses. It's from this. We are on the 15th verse. Says here. First verse. Parikshit is asking, how was Bhaumasura, who kidnapped so many women, killed by the Supreme Lord? Please narrate this adventure of Lord Sarangdhanva. So here Krishna's name is saying Sarangdhanva. Parikshit Maharaj was eager. How Bhaumasura, he kidnapped so many women and was killed by the Lord. He is telling to Sukdev Goswami to narrate the story. Sukdev Goswami said, after Bhauma had stolen the earrings belonging to Indra's mother, along with Varuna's umbrella and the demigod's playground at the peak of Mandara mountain, Indra went to Lord Krishna and informed him of these misdeeds. The Lord, taking his wife Satyabhama with him, then rode on Garuda to Pragyotishapura, which was surrounded on all sides by fortification consisting of hills, unmanned weapons, water, fire, and wind, and by obstructions of Mura Pasha wire. So here it says, Bhauma, he stole the earrings belonging to Indra's mother. He was a big thief, like he stole from the demigods, like along with Varuna's umbrella and demigod's playground at the peak. These are the qualities of demonic. Bhagavad Gita explains divine and demonic qualities. Demonic always think this much is mine today, tomorrow is this month. I'll earn more money with all schemes. He's my enemy. I'll destroy him. So this he's like demonic qualities are they unclean, they are not truthful, divine qualities. See here is we can see this Bhaumasura, he stole the earrings belonging to Indra's mother along with Varuna's umbrella and the demigod's playground at the peak of Mandar mountain. Indra went to Lord Krishna and informed him of these misdeeds. The Lord, taking his wife Satyabhama with him, then rode on Garuda to Pragyotishpura. So this place name is Pragyotishpura, where Narakasura was at, which was surrounded on all sides by fortification consisting of hills, unmanned weapons, water, fire, and wind, and by obstruction of Mura Palace. So this so much his fortification was surrounded. So these demons are always in anxiety. Generally, a wealthy person, extraordinary wealthy person, they also in very anxiety, behavior of thief. We call the police, or like they're already any. There's so much money they cannot be stay peacefully. It says the face is the index of the mind. We can know by the eyes of the persons. When we see the eyes, like We may have experience like a very wealthy person is always in anxiety. You see here, eyes, right? You experience. They see with doubtful, like they're always doubtful, like somebody may come and take away what we have. Hare Krishna. So that should not be position. Devotee is anxiety free, is not should be in anxiety. So like especially in the materialistic world like that, they are very anxiety always. Bhoma has stolen the earrings belonging to Indra's mother along with Varuna, demigod's playground at the peak of Mandara. Indra went to Lord Krishna and informed him of this mistake. The Lord, taking his wife Satyabhama with him, then rode on Garuda to Progespura, which was surrounded on all sides by fortification consisting of hills, unmanned weapons, water, fire, and wind, and by obstructions of Mura Pashwar. So they're very nice fortification, hills, unmanned weapons, water, fire, wind, and yeah, if in winter time we see if we forget our key or else we want to enter our own place also, you need some numbers, code number, or that person should open the door. So much this is there. The security is all, some places they all come out, they are in anxiety, full of anxiety. Even if you go to from there, they will come out like all of a sudden. uh, Many people will come. So much anxiety is there in material world. Even a sparrow, you can see a sparrow is eating a grain, is always in anxiety, is looking here and there. Human beings should not be like that. Like that. We can see all these highways so much polluted, so much life. It's not conducive for human society like that. Here, society, where is it heading towards? Don't know. It's a very painful situation like that. Actually, devotees, he has to preach the message of Krishna. Otherwise, who will tell them like that? All the signs of Krishna consciousness. This is not like that. So, yeah, this. So we grow, yeah, with his club, the Lord broke through the fortification with arrows, the weapon fortification with this, the fire, water, and wind fortification with the sword and Murakusha camels. So Krishna broke it all with the club, with the rock fortifications, with his arrows, weapons, his disc, fire, water, and wind. So here Krishna is breaking the rock fortification with his arrows. First the rock fortification, and then uh, the weapon fortification with his disc, the fire, water, and wind fortifications. So all the earthly planets is covered like different. His sword with Murapasa cables, and the cables he broke with the cable. So Krishna is breaking the rocks with his arrows, and with the disc he's destroying the water, wind wall, and with his sword he breaks the Muraposh cable. With the sound of his conch, Lord Gadadhar then shattered the magic skills of the fortress along with the hearts of its brave defenders, and with his heavy club he demolished the surrounding earthen ramparts. So by blowing the conch shell, Lord Gadadhar shattered the magic seals of the fortress with his conch shells. We have a conch shell like, especially we see in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna blew his Panchajanya, it shattered the hearts of everybody like that. The Yudhishthira Maharaj, they had all different shank conch is very pure like that. The fire demon Nima, then with the sound of his conch, Lord Gadadhar then shattered the magic seal of the fortress along with the hearts of its brave defenders, and with his heavy club he demolished the surrounding earthen ramparts. The five-headed demon Mura, who slept at the bottom of the city's moat, awoke and rose up out of the water when he heard the vibration of Lord Krishna's Panchajanya shell. This five-headed demon, he was sleeping at the bottom of the city's moat, outside the field. He was in it, and he heard this conch shell of Panchajanya, the vibration. He rose up out of the water, shining with the blinding, terrible effervescence of fires at the end of millennium. Mura seemed to be swallowing up the three worlds with his five mouths. He lifted up his trident and fell upon Garuda, the son of Tarksha, like an attacking snake. This example is given. He was very effulgent, he was very shining, and the sun's like fire. At the end of the millennium, when there is pralay, all it will burn up. Like there will be no water; it will be only land. Uh, we are also this lake shore was till the city downtown, but now lake shore has gone inside like that. See, it says here, the sun's fire at the end of effulgence of the sun's fire at the end of millennium. The sun will be very hot like that. Very, that will be very Everything will dry up. Mura seemed to be swallowing up the three worlds with his five mouths. He lifted with his trident and fell upon Garuda, the son of Taraksha, like an attacking snake. Mura wielded his trident and hurled it fiercely at Garuda, roaring from all five mouths. The sound filled the earth and sky, all direction limits of outer space, until it reverberated against the very shell of the universe. We can see this here. We can see here Murai. He is five mouth. He's attacking it with trident and he's roaring. Uh, and he hurled it at Garuda. The sound filled high. In this, we can say this like they have like every states in India, they have different festivals. Like in South India, if you go, they wear nice costumes and they have the Bharatnatyam, which is playing all the pastimes of the Lord. Tha thai thakadin thakadin thin thakadin thin tha tha thai thakathai dhin thakadin thakadin thai thai. If you go Gujarat, there's Dandiya. Garba maro ayo re ayo ne baje pagati e pagamukyo. Very nice. That's also very nice Dandiya dance. In India, Bombay we go. Bombay we have Janmashtami. In my childhood, I used to imitate like because on the colony the other side there were groups of people coming and playing. They used to have the dahi handi very high top. Then I used to tie it above the bed, uh, and with a thread, the cucumber, yogurt, bananas, and climb on the bed and drink it. That so nice. There are a lot of, but it slowly means degrade like that. Govinda ala re ala jara matki samal beju baura. Ek do teen char. Very nice songs, very nice festivals. Every state, and Punjab you go then. Oh, yahu yahu. Why Guru they say Sasrikal ji. Yahu yahu. Oh, ki gal hai. Oh, very nice. Very nice. That's the culture of India's very nice food. We can see. If you see Western, there is limited food. Like in Vedic culture, in there's so much food. Like it's there's spices are good for digestion. If you eat only just boiled vegetables like no spices nothing, then it will affect the health, especially the spices. When, in the beginning it may not like, you may feel spicy, but it's good for it, the tradition of food also like that. We can see all its culture in India. We can find this still to some extent like that. But as Kali Yuga is progressing, slowly means it's Kali is taking over like that. Even the songs, childhood, with Ganesh, all this Sukhakarta, Dukhaharta, Varta, Vignanchi, Yei ho Vitthale, Maji Mauli, Pandarpuri ahe Maja Mai Baba. येई हो विठ्ठले माझे माऊली गोविंद आला रे आला जरा मटकी समा. हरे कृष्ण. आपको तो पता है. So yeah, this I was just recalling my childhood times where in India there are different culture, different states. Like I was reading from this verse particularly. Yes, his Mura built his trident and then hurled it fierce at the Garuda roaring was fall. The sound filled the earth. Yeah. And Mura, yeah. Yeah, as Mura spread toward on the Lord Garuda interceded with his own broke it thousand. Mura then raised his arms and high conqueror, who easily set off his heads with his disc weapon. Lifeless Mura's decayed body fell into the water like a mountain, whose peak has been severed by the power of Lord Indra's thunderbolt. The demon's seven sons, encouraged by their father's death, prepared to retaliate. So Mura's body fell into the water like a mountain. Then the demon's seven sons, encouraged by his father, prepared to retaliate. Ordered by Bhaumasura, Mura's seven sons, Tamra, Antriksha, Shravana, Vibhosha, Vasu, Navashwan, and Aruna followed the general Pita onto the battlefield bearing their weapons. These spear warriors furiously attacked individual Lord Krishna with arrows, sword, clubs, spears, lances, and tridents, but the Supreme Lord, with unfailing prowess, cut the mountain of weapons into tiny pieces with his arrows. So Lord Krishna is destroying all with his arrows, with his disc, and then he's severing the head that we are now going to sever the heads, arms, opponents, and they all were sent to Yamraja. All the sons were seven sons. Now Lord Krishna is mounting um, the Garuda. Lord Krishna and his wife mounted upon Garuda looked like a cloud with a lightning sitting above the sun. In the Brahma Samhita, the description of the Lord is given. Ishvara Paramaha Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana Chintamani Prakarasatmashukalpa Vriksha Laksha Vriteshu Surabhirabhipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Satasam Brahmasevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. When we worship the deities, we worship with this Brahma Samhita and Purusha Shukta prayers. This generally a Brahmana should, when he worship the deities, he should worship with these prayers. So it becomes very enlivening when you bat the deities and a day-to-day regular this. That's what Krishna consciousness, transcendental feelings you feel because Lord Krishna comes in his form, in a deity form. So these prayers are very powerful, like especially this Brahma Samhita. It has lot of meanings. Ishvara Paramaha Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Chintamani Prakarasatmashukalpa Vriksha Laksha Vriteshu Surabhir Abhipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasrasasambhrama Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Venum Kvanantam Arvindadalayataksam Bharavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. This is a beautiful song in Darshanarti. It's very pleasing. Lord Srila Prabhupada recommended his disciple to sing this song, and we play in Darshanarti. Similarly, here he says, Lord Krishna and his wife, mounted upon Garuda, looked like a cloud with the lightning sitting above the sun. Seeing the Lord, Boma released his Shatagna weapon, whereupon all Bomas will simultaneously attack with their weapons. Looked like a cloud. So similarly, in Brahma Samhita also, the description of Lord is given. Krishna is known as Govinda, Ishvara Parama Krishna. He is the supreme Godhead, Ishvara Paramaha Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha. He has an eternal spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin. He is the prime cause of all causes. So Ishvara Parama Krishna means Krishna is known as Govinda. He is the supreme Lord and his body is spiritual body. His eternal blissful spiritual body. In the chapter 8 Bhagavad Gita, we says Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. The Brahman means we are living entities. We are also spiritual. So there is material tendency, there is spiritual tendency. Material tendency means engaging in material activities which will bind us in this material world. But spiritual activities, that's Krishna consciousness, we can free us from material. That's actually the nature of the living entity. As we are spirit souls, we are pure part and parcel of Krishna as a soul. One should elevate himself to Krishna consciousness. That's because, but we are so much absorbed in this bodily conception of life, um, and body conception of life. We, because many lives we have done this, it's not so easy. Manushanam Sahasreshu, to fix the mind on Krishna is not so easy, not so easy. Manushanam Sahasreshu, thousands one endeavor for perfection. The mind is very easily agitated, very easily disturbed. Other surroundings are, or many lives impression like this. So here it says Ishvara. Krishna is known as Govinda, is the supreme Godhead. He has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin. He is the prime cause of all causes. I worship Govinda, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigra, Anadir Adir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karana. He is the prime cause of all. Krishna's body is spiritual, is an eternal body. We have a temporary body. Our body is temporary. Our knowledge is limited and is full of miseries. But Krishna's body is spiritual body, and he's the original cause of soul. He's the prime cause. Ishvara Paramaha Krishna Sachidananda Vikranadiradir Govinda Sarvakarna Karnam Chintamani Prakarasatma Shukalpa Vriksha. So that verse says, I worship Govinda, the primal Lord, the first progenitor who is tending the cows. So this Govindam Adi Purusham also so many meanings. Krishna is holding his flute. Krishna is three banded forms. Krishna is attracted by this pastimes. Krishna is three bent curved like that. He's holding his flute and he's decorated with jewel ornaments. So I worship the primal Lord, Govindam Adi Purusham. So it says the first progenitor who is tending the cows. He is always with cows. Krishna is not alone. Krishna is along with his devotees. Krishna is always with his cows, yielding all desires in abodes, built with spiritual gems, yielding all desire in abodes, built with spiritual, surrounded by millions and purpose of trees. That's Kalpa Vriksha. We don't find in this material world. Whatever you want, you get from the tree. If you want pomegranate, you get pomegranate. If you want something else, you get something else. That Kalpavriksha is there. In this world, earthly planet, we see a pomegranate gives pomegranate or mango trees gives mango. Here it says, I worship Govinda Pramila, first progenitor who is tending the cows. So always Krishna is with his cows. You see picture, Krishna is always with the cows, cowboys, yielding all desires and abodes, built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence. See, always served with great reverence. This is important. Always served with reverence. When we come to Krishna, we have to come in a humble mood of gratitude, very humble like that. Always served with great reverence, affection, and by hundreds and thousands of Lakshmi or gopis. Hare Krishna. This is the key. Devotees have the key for the door, spiritual world. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. It says, I worship Govinda Primal, the first project, tending the cows, yielding all desire. In abodes filled with spirit, surrounded by millions of people, always served with great reverence and affection. Great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis. So that should be the mood of serving the Lord with great reverence and affection. One should develop this mood of serving the Lord with love and devotion, with affection. The more we are pure, more we approach the pure, more we feel joyful, more happy. Okay, so yes, it says we should have not smiling face but crying heart. It should be smiling from the heart, from within. That's happiness, Krishna consciousness. We should be happy. We should not be morose. Hare Krishna. Generally, we say smiling face but crying heart. Heart is crying. न धनम न जनम न सुंदरीम कविता जगदीश कामय green car city. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So that will bring us in all trouble only actually. Material desires. You may think we have get green card, I will be happy now. I'll get citizenship, I'll be more happy now, and I'll get my green card. Generally, when you come Indian comes to America, but it's like a material world is it's called in the Bhagavad Gita first chapter. It says, because we don't belong to here. It's a asat grahat. It's a place of anxiety like that actually. So everybody is in anxiety. Yes, asat. We have accepted the temperate thing to be real. So beautiful pastimes of this. I worship Govinda's primal Lord, swinging a garland of flowers beautifully at the moon locket, adorned with a flute, graceful mode. So yeah, we can get it. So Garudas we have again. See, yeah, again, a few things. See, yeah. As for determination, one should follow the example of sparrow who lost her eggs in the waves of the ocean. A sparrow laid her eggs on the shore of the ocean, but the big ocean carried away on its way. The sparrow became very upset, asked the ocean to return her eggs. The ocean did not consider appeal, and so she decided to dry up the ocean. Just see a sparrow trying to dry up the ocean. This is called real determination. Like Gandhi ji, Prabhupada gives example. He declared war on the Britishers. He brought a non-violent movement, but his determination was there. I'll drive with the Britishers. And he did it. What is the weapon? Non-violence. All right, you fight, you kill me, I shall not attack you. So this Gandhiji, he brought a Satyagraha movement, non-violence. He was so much determined to drive with the Britishers. They said, "You fight, but I won't fight," like non-violence, and he was successful. And now the British lost everything after that. Uh, People, Gandhi is declaring war with the so powerful they were laughing. But actually, after the British lost India, they lost all empire. But Prabhu says actually we got freedom because of Subhash Chandra Bose. Gandhi is also the reason, but Britisher lost India, they lost all empire. It was the jewel of the British. They lost all position in the Far East. They lost position in Egypt. They lost position in Suez Canal. Everything lost. So determination is so nice thing. So in spiritual life also determination that getting up early in the morning, performing devotional service. Because when we are young, we can perform with very enthusiasm, with determination, and the determination comes by brahmacharya, leading a life of brahmachari, celibate life. So determination is a nice thing. So she began to pick water small. Everyone laughed her. So this sparrow also, because he became compared to her small sister. Garuda came here. He promised her. Asked returner. Him, Garuda took the task. The ocean pride and returns. Similarly, it says practice of yoga, especially bhakti yoga and Krishna consciousness, may appear to very difficult job. It says Prabhupada say in this purport, he says it may be a very difficult job. But if anyone follows the principles with great determination, the Lord will surely help. For God help those who help themselves. Hare Krishna. Yeah, we can see Srila Prabhupada's disciples. Srila Prabhupada came to Tompkins Squares, and they were all types of intoxication, but they took to God consciousness, very determined they were. They gave up the intoxication of other things and they gave a higher taste. They got a higher taste. Param dristva nivartate. Unless one doesn't get higher taste, he cannot give up this lower taste. That's Krishna consciousness. Generally, we see, heard about this Saumar Muni, how he became a victim. He committed an offense and he married all this. So we have to give up the lower taste, get to the higher taste like that. Otherwise, you cannot give up this lower taste. That's what Brahmachari, Grastavana, Prastha, and Sannyasi says. Yes, spirit bhakti may appear to very deep. If one follows the principle with great detail, Lord will surely help. For God help those who help themselves. So we can see Prabhupada's disciples, they were so much determined to preach this message. They were empowered by Prabhupada's. Like in the London temple, all the five householders, they went and they built the centers. Prabhupada, when you said that determination is most important for action success, I just want to keep this and always. I mean, how does one not feed the fire of enthusiasm and determination always when dealing with so many things? Well, determination means you will be enthusiastic. Not only determination, enthusiastic. That is one part of determination. So there are six favorable for performing devotional service. They are being enthusiastic, endeavoring with confidence, being patient, acting according to regulatory principles such as Shravanam Kirtanam, hearing, chanting, and remembering Krishna, abandoning the association of non devotees, and following the footsteps of the pure Sacharyas. These six principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of pure devotional service. So, Utsa means determination. Unless you are enthusiastic, how determination can continue? So, this is another for being determined, one has to be very enthusiastic. He says, unless that enthusiasm is the real beginning of it. So, enthusiasm comes in the association of devotees, also determination in the devotees. Enthusiasm, we see, like it says, we have to chant, if we are chanting Hare Krishna, then how can that enthusiasm come chant Hare Krishna with determination? We see other devotee who is very attached to chanting Hare Krishna. We have to associate that person. We have to chant Hare Krishna. Then that enthusiasm comes like in materialistic way. If you want to become a businessman, you have to associate with the devotee. Utsaha is real beginning of it. Unless you and how your determination can continue. So determination, your enthusiasm, patience, working in the regulatory principles. These are the different factions of determination following the regulatory principles. Determination, one word of all these things. Enthusiasm, patience, working hard with confidence. These are different features of determination. It says determination means one word of all these things. Enthusiasm, one has to be very enthusiastic, one has to be patient. He says we have to be patient, like why the results are not coming. Patient, we have to be patient, working hard with confidence, And these are the different features of determination. Utsaha, Nisaya, Dhairyat. These are the six favorable process of pure devotional service. Hare Krishna. Being enthusiastic, enduring confidence, being patient, acting according to regular principles. Any comments, any questions? Lot to go, but still we have. So, so we have to eat, we have to sleep, but everything has to be regulated. Krishna expanded 16,100 wives. He in many forms. So this is called Prabhava Prakasha.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you
Yes.
so much for giving such elaborate description of this verse today. You mentioned that the sage expanded into 8 forms for 8 daughters, and Krishna also expanded to 16,108 forms
Mhm.
to marry the six the princess and the young woman kidnapped by Bhaumasura. And seeing this connection that the living entities are you know have the same desires as Krishna does. And
Yeah. Yeah, the living entities, whatever we see in this world is a perverted reflection. Whatever it comes from Krishna, everything is come. But here it's contaminated, it's not pure actually. There's give and take. That's not like no pay, no work, no sense gratification. And I was like that. That's not love actually in this world. But everything comes from Krishna. Krishna, whatever we see in this material world, Krishna is stealing propensity. Krishna steals, then Krishna is glorified as Makhan Chor. We sang the song Ek Do Teen Char Aya Makhan Chor. uh, Govinda Ala Re Ala. He's called Makhan Chor. He's worshipped. Krishna is worshipped as thief, butter thief, like that. But if we steal, we will be land in trouble. We'll go to prison like that. If Krishna married 16,100 wife, he expanded himself into 16. We cannot manage one wife like that. You think like then we'll be in trouble like that. Uh, so whatever is comes from Krishna. That's, but it's not in a pure form in this material world. Material world is contaminated. Like water is pure, water is coming in contact with mud, it becomes muddy. As living entities, we are pure spirit souls, but coming in contact with material nature, our consciousness polluted with the modes of nature, goodness, passion, ignorance. So that nature, we are bound by this nature, we act according to that qualities. That's in contaminated stage. So that ropes are invisible. We cannot see the invisible ropes. We are bound by that ropes, goodness, passion, and ignorance. Acting in that. So,
second thing, Prabhu, that you pointed out was there are so many living entities, and we see anxiety very very prevalent even in birds. They are always seeing that if there is any grain, or will I be attacked. And people having opulences in this material world, wealth, they are always cautious that their wealth doesn't get plundered, and this creates anxiety. And Bhagavatam mentions also that the more we have opulences, the opposing forces comes who wants to devour us of that opulence,
mhm.
and that creates anxiety. And in these modern times, I was there was this book I was reading about anxiety addiction. It was written by a Christian priest who was later became psychologist, but he said that it comes from having this belief that this universe, this world is hurting. This world is being created to attack me. But the more people come in acceptance that this universe, is God is present in this universe and it is friendly, then they don't feel anxiety so much. So I so how to get rid of these anxieties with Vedic perspective, if you have.
Yeah, everything is the property of Lord. Everything should be used in the service of Lord. We have body, minds, words. I should have used it in the utilizing service of Lord. So generally, people in this world want to achieve name, fame, wealth. So Krishna does not interfere in that this, but that will be the cause of anxiety. Like I said, I give the example. Like people come here, they get if they don't get green card first, it takes long time. So then they are in anxiety. And their green card they get, then they get citizenship. They will become happy. They become more implicated by the laws of nature like that. Then you become happy like that. So everything is required. Everything is the property of the Lord by knowledge and by application of that knowledge in our life like that. So everything needs guidance like that. We have to hear the scriptures, understand from that point of view. uh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's Lord Krishna himself, he says na dhanam na janam na sundar, but he was on the highest platform of this. When in material world we need wealth, everybody needs money. Without money you cannot survive, right? Anything nowadays, everything has become a society of cheater and cheated. So there's increase of cheaters, like an elephant. Suppose a bird, if you put grains, it will take how much it required, but the other person, he will take, human being will take away the whole bag. So it's nature arrangement. When we do this, there's some imbalance like that. So that becomes scarcity like that. Actually, there's no scarcity of eating, sleeping, depending, gratifying success and gratification. But human beings have a created society. So present is more influenced by passion and ignorance. So that is more prominent. Goodness is 5%. That's also dwindling now. That's all very dwindling. So when passion, ignorance is become more greedy, more lusty, they become more attracted to these things, and they become more implicated. Then they become more on the bodily conception of life. They become very anxiety. Like Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Like Satyuga, people were very pious, and everything was people were truthful. They were very not in so much anxiety. Treta Yuga, little bit become very unpious. Dwapar Yuga, little more, and Kali Yuga is more like yes, dharma is standing on one pillar like that. So all sinful activities increasing on all the actions reacting. So more one is engaged in sinful activities, more he becomes more in anxiety, more. Then he becomes more on the bodily conception of life, he becomes more anxiety, more and more complicated like that. So material and spiritual, material, spirit and matter. Matter makes us more down, spirit elevates. The we are Brahman, we are spirit souls actually.
Um, I was just thinking of your comment that
Yeah.
I was thinking of your comment that um, you know younger persons have that kind of spiritual enthusiasm, um, and the thought came to me that actually that enthusiasm doesn't really ever go away on a spiritual level if you're practicing. It doesn't really matter the age. So, sort of determination and enthusiasm seem to go together, and it doesn't seem to have too much to do with the age or the particular um, category that one falls into in spiritual life.
Determination and enthusiasm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, with determination, that's what Prabhupada said. Determination, enthusiasm, both should come there. Enthusiasm is there, determination is there. Enthusiasm is there, determination is there. Determination comes from enthusiasm. Determination comes from enthusiasm. Not only determination, you need enthusiasm also to perform devotional service. If we are lacking, we are slow, don't want to get up today, I don't want to chant my rounds, mind will say, okay, click, click, click. Mind will say many things. We won't have the enthusiasm. Determination is there, but it's in the Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Puran ki jai.